welcome back. Hey, Ben, what are we doing here?
We are just about halfway, or a little over halfway. What's the time? I can't read it from here.
It's 2:30, my time.
So we've been going for 6 hours. So we're halfway through. We're halfway and a bit through our 12-hour marathon stream of Balan Wonderworld, where we torture ourselves to entertain you so that you might be motivated to donate some money to our Extra Life charity drive for the IWK Children's Hospital in Halifax. It's been going swimmingly. We're at $760 so far. It would be absolutely fantastic if we could hit that $1,000 mark. So that's what we're hoping for. So hopefully we torture ourselves live here on camera for you, and we can raise some money for the kids.
Yeah. Speaking about the kids, let's keep reading this children's book. The official novelization of Balan Wonderworld. I should probably record. I can't forget to record.
Yeah, oh my god, could you imagine? We'd have to do this whole thing again because...
Could you imagine? Wow, just don't build that fucking reset tower. Anyway.
Oh, the reset tower is being built.
Chapter 18, I think. The one that used to be Scarecrow. When Street Beat Leo opened his eyes again, he couldn't help but gasp at the strange scenery surrounding him. Where are we? Where you told me to go only a few moments prior, no? This is Scarecrow stage? Leo said, gulping. Are you sure? Where there ought to have been an expanse of cornfields, instead was an endless towering stone wall. Sure as sure can get. He transformed it for battle, if you want my bet. Street Beat Leo looked around as Balan spoke.
It's another curved level.
Have fun. Have fun. Street Beat Leo looked around as Balan spoke. Here and there he caught vestiges of the old stage he remembered. He was relieved to see that the farmhouse porch, at least, was unchanged. What's with the wall? Balan put his hands on his hips, a physical manifestation of his real-world form, from before he came here to this farm. You think he's trying to protect his stage from the dancing trees he saw in his vision? A good guess, little one. You're quite the sleuth, but you'll have to free Scarecrow from the negativity to get the truth. Scarecrow. What are you trying to protect your farm and yourself from? So how do I free him then? Remember the lights that flew out of Clock Tower Kid when she changed? Those were positive fragments of her heart, the last two that remained. You must find everyone's fragments somehow, and then fire them into the mark Lance left on their brow. As Balan spoke, Street Beat Leo caught sight of the fuzzy furball creatures bouncing around. Before they were so translucent, he could barely see them, but now they were solid and defined. What are those things doing here? Those creatures are Tim's, but of this you already are aware. They've grown weak due to the negative corruption everywhere. You couldn't have seen them while Lance held you in his sway,
That's not what
but you...
Cheetahs look like.
Nope, that's not what a cheetah looks like. The pointy ears are a bit of a throw-off. Oh, it looks like you get to move fast. That's fun.
Yeah, the suit, it says whenever the suit feels like it. So I could just be trying to do a platforming puzzle and just randomly go super speed. That's
Really?
gonna be fun. Yep.
It's not like when you reach top speed it goes faster?
No.
Good game design. Those creatures are Tim's, but you already are aware they've grown weak due to the negative corruption everywhere. You couldn't have seen them while Lance held you in his sway, but they never left your side for a single day. And the poor things are starved for drops to eat. You should give them some as a treat. What'll happen if I do that? Is this the fucking instruction manual for the game? Balan only gave him an impish grin. Far be it from me to ruin the surprise. Raise one and you'll see with your own two eyes. I think that's Scarecrow. Leo ran over to the farmer as fast as his feet would go. But Scarecrow vanished before he could reach him. Balan groaned. He's been taken over by the negativity's blight. Take care, little one, when the time comes to fight. What are you talking about? That wasn't him, I'm afraid. Just an illusion the positivity banished from his heart has made. Though
there's two goalies now.
In its weakened state, the light still guides. It can show you where the real Scarecrow hides. Kill both Balans. Then we have to follow it. There's no point in going where we haven't cleared the first. There's no point in going when we haven't cleared the first roadblock. Scarecrow has shut himself up tight, and there's only one key that opens the lock. Balan patted Leo's shoulder. The positive fragments of his heart we need if from Lance's power he is to be freed. Leo nodded, then set off towards the stone that stood where the farmland once sprawled. On the way, they passed a couple of drops, but they were all floating in the air just out of the little Tim's reach. Leo grabbed them and gave them to the furballs when he could, noticing they seemed to perk up a little and grow a little bigger after eating them. I have lost my spot. There it is. They had been a little spooky when he hadn't been able to see them as anything more than a blurry shadow, but now that he's gotten a better look at them, they were kind of cute. Some of the Tims he fed seemed to take a liking to him and followed him as he walked. They kept on like this for a while, Leo plucking drops from the air and feeding them to the Tims bouncing in his wake. Look and you'll see, there are drops all around. Indeed, even inside that stone one can be found. Fuck, what would you imagine that so much page time is being dedicated to describing the mechanics and nature of coins in Mario? It's crazy, man. This is fucking crazy.
Oh my god, it's 80 next. I'm gonna have to go back and look for trophies. Fuck. And in order to... Oh my god, that's terrible.
Man, guess what? Here's where the book gets good. So there's drops in the rocks. In here, Leo touched the one the Balan was pointing to. I'd need a hammer or something to break it open. Start taking notes. The book's about to tell us how to play the game.
Great.
Balan gave an exasperated shake of his head. You forgot, we're in Wonderworld, where impossible is only a matter of your imagination's range. Your stage, little one, isn't the only thing you have power to change. Images of Clock Tower Kid morphing into a giant monster flashed through Leo's mind. You mistake my intent. That isn't at all what I meant, said Balan, as if he could tell what Leo was thinking from the look on his face. It isn't your negativity you draw power from now, but positivity. And I'll tell you how. Take cleaving open the stone. For a start, envision yourself strong enough to do it in your heart. Envision strength, said Leo, not quite following. Think of positivity like a costume you don whenever you need some additional brawn. A positive costume? This won't do. Balan tapped his finger to his lips. It still isn't coming to you. Well then, let me call forth Scarecrow's vision. Perhaps his stage power will help your cognition. Balan reached for Leo, and the moment he touched him, Leo was enveloped in light. He squeezed his eyes shut against the overpowering luminance. Once it finally faded, he took a timid peek at his hands. They were giant, and his fingernails had sprouted into long, sharp claws. What did you do to me? Balan winked. A mirror appeared in front of him, and in it he saw he had been transformed into a wolf. He was still roughly the same height, but his whole body was covered in fur, and his upper half rippled with powerful new muscle. This is the shape of strength in Scarecrow's eyes. See if its name you can surmise. Leo stared and stared at his reflection in the mirror. Tornado Wolf. Leo took in a sharp breath, and it was more than just the name that came to him. He knew all the things he was capable of in this form too. Leo stood in front of the stone, drew back an arm, and swiped down as hard as he could. The stone shattered like a delicate glass under the blow, Drops spilled out from the rubble. Whoa. Balan grinned. And there are more costumes to be found. Ones that let you breathe fire or fly high above the ground. He cut himself off, grabbing Leo's shoulder and jerking his chin towards a Nagati. But the creature must have already spotted them because it was creeping their way. What should we do? There's only one thing to do. Get rid of it before it gets rid of you. You mean I have to kill it? Nagati, and Tims for that matter, don't die. They just disappear when their power runs dry. And eventually they do reappear, though how long that takes is unclear. Leo breathed a sigh of relief to hear that. Even if the Nagati were his enemies now, he had gotten used to seeing the little creatures around Wonderworld. He didn't think he could bring himself to kill one, even in self-defense. God help him if he has to eat one on an island, because he gets stranded there.
A little bitch.
So how do we make it disappear? Me, oh my, asking questions you certainly do adore, especially all the ones I have answered before. Balan gave an exasperated snort. Nagati come from the negative piece of a person's heart, born from their fears and doubt. The only way to get rid of a thing like that is to simply stamp it out. As Leo puzzled over that, the Nagati appeared right in front of him. Without thinking, he leapt into the air, stamping down hard on the creature. The Nagati disappeared. Yes, just like that. Now the time for my advice is done. You'll have to figure out the rest as you go, little one. Wait, you're not gonna help me? This is your test, not mine, I'm afraid. To leave Wonderworld, you must earn the passing grade. Good luck, little one. I'll be cheering you on to the end. We'll meet again after you've rescued your friend. As soon as he finished speaking, Balan vanished. Leo felt helplessness creep into his heart now that he was on his own. But there was nowhere to go but onward, so onward he went. Towering walls crisscrossed the stage in winding, befuddling paths. Leo walked through them, smashing any stones that barred his way. He picked up the drops that spilled from the rubble and gave them to the Tims, following him, like Balan had suggested. Ugh, my god, I hate this book. Is this just, like, stupider than the Halo book that just recounts the events of Halo 1?
Of course it is.
But it's like describing the gameplay. With each drop, the Tims grew a little bigger, though Leo didn't notice any other changes taking place. They just stared and stared at him. He supposed that meant they were happy. He followed the illusion Scarecrow for a long time. It led him up a tall rise. At the top of the rise, there was a big tree, big and beautiful and bright. Leo saw a light that looked just like one of the ones that had flown out of Clock Tower Kid's body, wrapped in a protective nest of branches. It's a heart tree. Leo realized that he could figure out the name of anything in Wonderworld now, as long as he stared at it long enough. He reached for the glowing tree, but something zapped his hand back. Ow! Pain tingled from the tips of his fingers down to his elbow. It's protected by negative power. He looked closer and saw that there was some sort of negative force field surrounding the branches. Drawing upon the strength of his tornado wolf costume, he wound back a fist and sent it flying into the branches with all of his might, but the blow just bounced off without doing any damage. To the tree, that is, Leo clutched his arm, moaning in agony. It hurt way worse than before. The Tims behind him looked up from Leo to the heart tree and then seemed to understand what he was trying to do. A couple of them began throwing themselves at the tree. The negative force field disappeared. Their positive power must have neutralized it. But the Tims that had struck the tree were as small as they had been before he gave them the drops. Even smaller, maybe. They must have used their drops' power in their attack. Are you hurt? The Tims only gazed at Leo with unreadable eyes. Maybe this was their way of thanking me for the drops. He felt a pang of guilt looking at the now tiny Tims. Thanks. He was getting to like the Tims more and more by the minute. There were little animals and creatures on all the stages he had been to in Wonderworld, but up until now he hadn't really cared much about them one way or another. Mumbling another quiet thank you under his breath, Leo took hold of the fragment. As soon as his fingers closed around it, he knew what Scarecrow had abandoned when he rid himself of this fragment. He wanted to protect his family. It was sad to think that Scarecrow had discarded such an important part of his heart. The illusion Scarecrow was pointing again, somewhere off in the distance. That's right. Clock Tower Kid had 2 fragments. One down, one to go. Is that why there are 2 doors when you go to a new level?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's only the second door where you actually like fight a thing.
Yeah, but like I think you're getting like 2 things. Like you're getting a piece, and then you're gonna go fight the boss, and the boss is the
yeah,
second.
you get the heart piece in the first door, and then you take it to the cage and put the heart piece in, and then you fight the boss.
This game benefits from having all these things explained. Truly, I appreciate it on a much greater level.
They did it such a dirty by not including that in the game.
Yes, this book really fills in the stuff. Oh, Ben, why am I reading this book? That's right, it's for the kids.
You're a good friend who agreed to keep me company on my batshit insane adventures.
There you go. We got to figure out something for Evan.
Yeah.
Evan, get Tim to read a book to you. I can read children's books, maybe. But I'm going to be tired. Okay, where am I?
There's bagpipes in this level.
Oh, there's the guy. His shirt and tie. I still don't know why Scarecrow saw dancing trees in his vision. If he had to guess, they probably had something to do with the reason Scarecrow went to the Balan Theater in the first place. That, and his desire to protect his family.
Oh.
Leo came to a castle wall.
Sorry, I just got an update from a guy at work said we are currently the number 2 spot in Balan Wonderworld on Twitch. Oh God, amazing.
I mean, if we are professional record setters. What does this mean? Like, there's another stream out there at Balan right now?
There is another stream that is more popular than us. Although I think he just said it's now tied. I think we're tied for first.
I mean, look, does the other stream... Listen, hi, twitch.com, twitch.tv listeners. Does the other stream have a live reading of the novelization of the game? No, I don't think so.
No, probably not.
Probably not. Is the frame rate on its game feed a little better? Probably. But that's not what this is all about. We got the full Balan experience here. You're learning, at the same time as us, what the hell Ben's doing. The greater story of what he's doing. I implore you to abandon that other stream, unless they're doing it for charity, in which case they can keep doing it and have all the viewers and stuff.
The title is Time to Finish Up, so probably not for charity.
Probably not for charity. Then come over here. Hey, do a Twitch raid, other Balan stream. When you're done finishing up, we're just getting started. Come on over.
Oh no, these platforms are being dicks. Look at this platform.
It's a wiggly one.
It's being erratic.
Wait, did the other one move? Oh, can you just like skip it? Oh, but you need the Tim juice.
Well, I mean, I don't need the Tim juice. But if I want to build that reset tower, I need the Tim juice. I hate these curved levels so much. Oh,
all right, I'm gonna keep
let's
reading,
go
Ben.
this.
You got this under control.
Oh, I fucked
Oh,
it up.
wait.
I didn't get any of the
Did I?
Tim juice. Wait, did I just go back to the start? No, okay. This isn't
All right, here we go. Leo came to a castle wall. Peering at it, he saw it was missing something. Arrow slits. Castle ramparts always had those little tiny holes in them, so the soldiers inside could shoot arrows or guns at the invading enemy. But Leo couldn't see a single opening on the wall. If those dancing trees were going to attack my stage, I'd want to be able to shoot flaming arrows or something at them. What's he trying to protect his farm from, if not the trees? What happened to him in the real world? Leo shook his head. I'll worry about that later. Street Beat Leo pressed onward. At last, he found the second heart tree. The Tim seemed to know what he wanted to do. They bounced ahead of him, They bounced ahead of him before he could stop them and rammed right into the tree. The negative force field surrounding it vanished, but the Tims that had rammed it grew smaller and weaker. I wish there was another way. Leo rushed to gather nearby drops, feeding them to his Tims. The fuzzballs got a little bigger after eating them. He let out a sigh of relief, then reached for the fragment. He didn't let any hardship keep him down. But then, something terrible must have happened that really got the Scarecrow. Leo shuddered to think what sort of monster Scarecrow's pain might have transformed him into. After all, when Clocktower Kid discarded her fragments, she turned into a giant cat beast. Leo had hoped that he might be able to talk things out with Scarecrow, but that was looking less likely now than that he understood how much of himself Scarecrow had thrown away by getting rid of these fragments. Balan was right. This was not going to be easy.
What's this little thing?
That's a Nagati.
I know that, but this one seems to want me to chase it.
Well, kill it.
I have no ranged weapons.
It wants to play stupid games, it can win stupid prizes.
It's faster than me.
Get your cheetah skin.
I don't have it.
Do the other skin.
Although, actually, I might be able to get the cheetah skin because I think I banked one. Let me see if I can fetch it.
The illusion Scarecrow led Leo onward into the stage until they came to a door. Beyond it, Leo knew he would find the real Scarecrow. He gripped the doorknob, but it wouldn't budge at all. Ah, right. He took out the 2 fragments of Scarecrow's heart and touched them to the door. Slowly, it opened. Leo went inside. In the darkness, he saw a strange light flickering. What a horrible place to be shut up all alone. This must be the deepest part of Scarecrow's heart. But nowhere could Leo see even a hint of that beautiful farm of his. Suddenly, the wind started to howl, and a cyclone raged forward out of the darkness. It disappeared just as it reached him, revealing a gigantic something he could only describe as a monster. It looked just like his tornado wolf costume. Leo should not have been surprised. After all,
he got him.
He had borrowed his shape from Scarecrow's imagination. But unlike Leo's costume, this monster emanated strong negative power. Bye, Ben.
Running into him didn't do anything, so I tried to see if I could hit him with jump ability.
Yeah, and then what happened, Ben? Did you just jump off the whole GD level?
Yes, I did actually.
Yeah, that happens.
That's unfortunate.
Also,
hello, Widdick. I see you there.
Hi, hello. Welcome to our Balance stream. We're having so much fun. Stick around and you can hear an audiobook or an ebook for free. Well, it's an audiobook actually because I'm reading it. Not professionally though. I'm not fixing the errors. Where was I?
I shot that stupid thing.
Hey,
right
good job.
Face.
Oh, that's quite the inventive hop. Shoot the Tims.
No, the Tims are friends.
Oh, Tim's a friend, right? Yeah, that works out so well in board games. All right. In the few seconds they glared at each other, Leo came to know his enemy's name. Bartholomew.
What?
I'll reread this paragraph because it's fun. Suddenly, the wind started to howl, and a cyclone raged forward out of the darkness. It disappeared just as it reached him, revealing a gigantic something he could only describe as a monster. It looked just like his tornado wolf costume. Leo should not have been surprised. After all, he had borrowed his shape from Scarecrow's imagination. But unlike Leo's costume, this monster emanated strong negative power. In the few seconds they glared at each other, Leo came to know his enemy's name. Bartholomew. So, the changes went deeper than just his appearance. The monster lunged at him. Scarecrow! It's me, Leo! Street Beat!
No.
Bartholomew either did not hear or did not understand. He swiped a giant paw at Leo that would have crushed him to dust had he not leapt out of the way in time. Guess words aren't going to solve this. With all of his dance training, it wasn't too much of a challenge for Leo to duck and dodge the monster's attacks. The monster must have realized that he wouldn't be able to land a direct hit on Leo because he whipped up another cyclone. How is he doing this? Leo bobbed and wove around the cyclone, making sure to avoid it as he tried to get closer to Bartholomew. Lance's mark at last came into his range. Now! Leo thrust Leo thrust the 2 fragments of Scarecrow's heart into the mark. An ear-splitting scream ripped out of Bartholomew's throat as the negative power started to slough from his body. Within the writhing darkness stood Scarecrow, his face slack, his eyes glazed over. Leo shouted his name and ran to him, shaking him by the shoulders to try and snap him out of his trance. Scarecrow's distant gaze dialed into focus on Leo. He smiled the gentle smile that Leo remembered, though it was tinged with sorrow. Shucks, Street Feet, my memory's sort of fuzzy, but I attacked you, didn't I? I should have never let that negative power take a hold of me and turn me so hateful. I know it ain't no excuse, but I'm awful sorry. Leo shook his head. It's okay. I know it wasn't really you. I sure owe you big time for rescuing me. Like I said, I don't remember much since the negative power took over Sip, how heartsick it made me. But Leo noticed the dark light lingering in Scarecrow's eyes. He was not totally free of the negative power's grasp yet. Listen, I have to defeat Lance so I can go back where I came from. Would you help me fight him? Scarecrow shook his head. I remember everything from the real world. I worked real hard on this farm so I could give my missus all the nice things she deserved, so I could send our boy to college. Then one night, the radio said there was a chance some rain and wind was a-coming. But it wasn't any old rain or wind that was coming, but one of the worst twisters I ever seen. The dancing trees in my vision, they weren't dancing. They were the trees on my farm getting tossed around like rag dolls in its wake. Leo understood now why Scarecrow had put up stone walls around his farm. They were not meant to keep him out, but to protect the fields from the terrible wind. I mean, this is a rather simple farmer if he thinks that stone walls will intercept tornadoes and protect uncovered corn, but I mean, whatever. It's
Of course they will. I think it's more about the metaphor he was putting up walls.
I know.
He was afraid of the risk.
That's why there were no arrow slits, and that explained why Bartholomew had used a cyclone attack on him in the end. It wasn't the fiercest, scariest power. It was the fiercest, scariest power Scarecrow knew. That night, our old house moaned and groaned so much that I could have sworn we were gonna get blown away. I couldn't take a single step outside for fear of getting tossed around. The next morning, I went outside and saw all the corn torn out at the roots. None of the crop had been spared. My sweet boy tried to comfort me. He said they didn't need to go to college, but hearing that only broke what was left of my heart. I remember the shovel falling out of my hands. That's when I saw the Balan Theater right there in the middle of my mangled fields. Truth is, the corn crop on my stage would have never ripened. I reckon that's on account of me being so afraid of a storm coming right before the harvest time. I didn't want to grow something just to watch it all. That hard work get destroyed again. I get it, said Leo. Now he knew why.
Sorry. Hello, Mike. Welcome to the stream. The abomination that Matt is reading is the official novelization. What is it called? Balan Wonderworld, Maestro of Mystery, Theater of Wonder, or some shit.
I'll get you the title here. Hold on, because I need a 30-second break. It is called Balan Wonderworld, Maestro of Mystery, Theater of Wonders. I'm halfway through.
Oh, I've got the tackling bull skin. It can
so if that answers all the questions,
boom! Look at me go. Smash!
I get it, said Leo. Now he knew why he had felt so uneasy on his first visit to Scarecrow's stage.
Oh, I can't jump.
When the farmer had told him all he did was sit in his rocking chair and look out at the fields of corn. Corn that the farmer made sure would always stay on the cusp of harvest. eternal potential that would never be lost or ruined. I broke my back working on that farm, and what do I got to show for it? What am I supposed to do now that it's gone? Ain't nothing for me to go back to in the real world. Might as well stay here on my stage. That isn't true, insisted Leo. I know how much you want to protect your family and how strong you are in the face of hardship. I gave both those things back to you. Use that power to defeat Lance so you can go home to the real world, to your family. And do what? Shucks, how can I face them after all this? The farmer hung his head, covered his face with his hands. I'm as useless as a scarecrow in an empty field.
What?
Leo suddenly became aware of Balan's presence beside him. For a time we must leave him be, he sighed. Banishing the storm alone will not set him free. His despair goes very, very deep. His heart isn't yet strong enough to fight off its creep. But you've done all you can for your friend. The rest is up to him to mend. Are you sure? Leo looked at the farmer one last time. He still had his hands over his face, but between his fingers, Leo could see the dark light that still glittered in his eyes. Come, little one, there are others yet to save, said Balan, glancing to Leo. Tell me where you want to go next, and the way I shall pave. To Invisible Custodian's stage. A kindly old chap he may appear at first, but I wouldn't underestimate the dark power his heart may have nursed. Balan brushed the brim of his hat, and Scarecrow's farm vanished.
Ooh, we've got another Balan hat. It's been a while.
End of chapter. Time to stop the recording. That's probably the longest chapter I've recorded so far.
Alright, are we fighting? No, we're not fighting Nalab. We're just punching rocks today.
His name is Lance!
It's
Come
Nalab!
on. Lance! Save that. New Audacity project. Man, I'm gonna make so much bank for the kids when we convert the sales of this unofficial audiobook into IWK bucks. Yes.
Oh no.
JD Swigs.
That's Mike.
Okay. Hi, Mike. It's Matt. Yeah, it is the official one, and it does read like fanfic. It reads like it's obviously for kids, but like the narrative around Balan Wonderworld is that like, oh, the game's not good because they cut all the story stuff, but they put it in the book. And because people don't read books, they were able to create this like suggestion that the book was good and have nobody ever disprove it because nobody was going to read the book. But today, we're being sleuths and thorough and detectives, and well, we're finding out a lot about Balan Wonderworld.
Turns out it's bad.
It's Badland World. He's such a... I don't even... Like, here's just some fundamental stuff. Like, I think the Balan design is super creepy. I don't like him. He's, like, supposed to be this, like, playful, whimsical character, I think. And he's just, like, straight creeper vibes. I don't know about you, Ben, but I hate his mouth and face. And
yeah, he's not great.
And it's like, it's obviously so drawing upon knights. Like, it's the same person who made these things, or directed these things. But, like, it's so drawing up, like, him specifically is so drawing upon the aesthetic of knights that it's weird that it's so, I don't know. It feels, this feels extremely discordant and, like, just a mess. Whereas, like, there's at least, like, a visual cohesion to knights, I think.
I feel like I can't hit him while he's got fire around him. Oh, there we go. Ugh.
Throw a Tim at it.
I can't. Oh, I can't jump with this bull. Ugh. Okay, this
Use
is
your
gonna be
iframes. Can you be the tower gun? No?
No, I don't have it on me. Okay, never mind. I can hit him through the fire. This will be easy. Oh, I missed. Oh, I hit him the second time, but I think I also was hit. Nope. I'm immune. I'm a god. gameplay.
Pretty good. You're pretty good at video games, Ben. I
Yeah.
have to say.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
let's
good.
go over and look at the old donation tracker here. Let's see if there's anyone. No, nobody else has donated anything. But you know what? If you're listening and watching right now, you can go over to bit.ly/Balan Gambit, and you can donate to the charity. It's listed there, the IWK Children's Hospital. You can help us raise money for the kids. We're doing this for 12 hours. We've done 7 hours, I think.
Yep, just about 7.
And we got 5 remaining. I have my doubts about me finishing this book. According to the Kindle, I'm only at 46%. Now, I don't want to be rude, but I don't think there's much story left in it. But there are many pages to go.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. I do believe that someone in the chat has an outstanding promise for a donation that they have yet to contribute. So maybe we should keep an eye on that donation counter. I believe he made a bad bet that Mr. Sakurai would not put a counter on a sword character.
Not again. Well, you know, like they say, 69 nice. It's nice to see. It's nice to see another counter sword guy in Smash Brothers, the game that is not a fighting game. Hey, let's do some more reading, because that's all I'm good for.
Oh my god. Am I gonna have to play chess to beat this guy? Oh dear. He's...
What does he see as the world's greatest power, Ben? Use that against him. In this fight, you must use all of your maestro might. Clearly, he will win unless you pull something out of the bin. Help, my brain is fucking rotting.
What is happening? Oh my goodness.
You must soar to great heights in order to get
okay.
out of your plights. It seems that you're running bare, almost out of costumes to wear.
Oh, well, that didn't go well.
The one that used to be the invisible custodian. The ruins. The once solemn temple was now a cacophony of movement. Its floors and ceilings turned around like mechanical cogs. If Leo had not tread carefully, he could very well have been crushed beneath one of the rotating stone pillars. He crept closer to get a better look at the pillars, and was surprised to see not the lovely birds and flowers he feared had been caught in the gnashing gears, but crushed appliances and flattened cans.
Well, that didn't work.
Shredded magazines and crumpled plastic bottles. These ruins were made of fossilized rubbish? Some twinge of instinct made him leap back away from the pillar he was inspecting. While he had been distracted, a giant wall behind him had started closing in. He'd come a hair's breadth away from being flattened like a pancake. I better not lose focus again. It didn't take long for him to figure out the way. Invisible Custodian's illusion appeared to guide him. He followed the illusion through the ruins, dodging around or jumping over ever-moving walls as he went. And if the deadly obstacle course wasn't making navigating the stage hard enough, Leo had to deal with endless swarms of Nagati too. He had lost count of the number of times he was nearly crushed by a stone wall while he was distracted fighting the Nagati, but whenever he tried to move with the stones, he would lose sight of the lurking Nagati and then find himself suddenly surrounded. It was impossible to try and deal with both Nagati and the moving stones at the same time. I guess I should borrow a costume from the Invisible Custodian's imagination. Leo closed his eyes to concentrate. Okay, I think I get it. When he opened his eyes again, he was wearing the Invisible Man's costume. At least, he thought he did. He couldn't even see himself. Now, he could slip past the Nagati without them noticing and focus on gathering drops. He made his way through the stage, slipping quietly past any Nagati he came across. At last, he found both heart trees. And with the Tim's help, he claimed the fragments of Invisible Custodian's heart. First was the piece that loved his town. The second was the part of him that he was forgiving. As he explored, Leo came to understand why Clock Tower Kid had said this stage was so like... Oh, okay. As he explored, Leo came to understand why Clock Tower Kid had said this stage was so like his own. Neither he nor Invisible Custodian had made any inhabitants. Leo hadn't believed he didn't need anyone around. Invisible Custodian hadn't because he had been unable to forgive. Leo did not know what Invisible Custodian's town in the real world was like, or what the people there might have done to him. But he did know that if Invisible Custodian had lost his ability to forgive, it was going to be next to impossible to talk things out. The two fragments in hand, Leo pressed on to where the real Invisible Custodian lay in wait. But when he arrived, there was no one there. Still, Leo knew better than to let his guard down. He closed his eyes. For a while, nothing happened. Leo lunged to the side, just as the stone he had been standing on exploded to bits. The ruined stone was scorched as if it had been struck by lightning. Leo turned to face it. I had a feeling you'd make yourself invisible too. But that trick won't work on me. I can sense your movements. As if enraged by his words, Oh, sorry, that was Leo talking. I had a feeling you'd make yourself invisible too, but that trick won't work on me. I can sense your movements. As if enraged by his words, the creature that had been Invisible Custodian finally showed himself. He looked like a caricature artist had decided to draw a grotesque mashup of a man and a vacuum cleaner. His name came to Leo easily. Hooverton. Hooverton was easily 10 times as big as Leo. He vanished from view, striking with his lightning attacks over and over. Leo spun and twisted gracefully out of the way, always just in time to avoid being smashed along with the stones. There! With his eyes shut tight, Leo could feel where Lance's mark was. He jumped high into the air, aimed in the mark's direction, and flung both fragments of the Invisible Custodian's heart right at it. Hooverton reappeared with a giant shriek. The monstrous form crumbled open, revealing the original Invisible Custodian within. He sank to his knees, hanging his head in forlorn shame. I never intended to hurt you. I'm fine, see? Don't beat yourself up about it. But what was with the whole vacuum thing? I remember everything. I remember who I really am. The town I'm from had a horrible litter problem. It made me so sad to see my home choking in refuse, so I would go out and clean it up. But no matter how much garbage I picked, I'd go back the next day and there'd be a whole new mountain of trash in its place. I just tidied. Kids would toss their trash onto the street right in front of me, even though they knew how hard I worked to try and keep the town clean. I realized it wasn't making any difference. It was like no one even noticed I was there. I started wondering maybe no one could even see me. So that's why you turned into Hooverton. It is. And I remember as soon as I stopped forgiving the people in my town, that's when the Balan Theater appeared. As if summoned, Balan suddenly stood beside them. You're not the only one, you know, who's cleaned up garbage come sun or snow. Invisible Custodian shook his head. Perhaps, but there are far more people who litter, and more now than ever before.
I still can't get over the guy's name is fucking Invisible Custodian. What kind of a god?
And his fucking monster form is Hooverton.
Of course. I'm looking forward to my vacuum cleaner fight here in the future.
Fucking, I can't wait. By the way, yeah, so when you get there, he's going to use lightning attacks and be invisible.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, be ready. Where was I? Oops.
Oh, hooray. An ice level.
Oh, perfect.
Hey, Evan, remember how it looked like I was running on ice? Now it looks normal.
Invisible Custodian shook his head. Leo kneeled in front of the despondent Invisible Custodian. But you never let that stop you from picking up trash. That's pretty awesome. Come on. I need someone as awesome as you to help clean up the mess Lance has made of Wonderworld. Then we can go home. Invisible Custodian shook his head. I can't. I'm too tired from fighting a losing battle against litter. In that moment, he looked even older and frailer to Leo than he had ever before. Even with your heart repaired to stand and fight, you still are scared, Balan sighed, then set off walking. Leo scrambled to keep up. Well, no time to waste. To the next stage we must make no time to waste. To the next stage we must make haste. I'm gonna highlight that's the end of the chapter. I'm gonna highlight
you might want to check the emails as well there, Matt, while you're...
Yeah, I mean, I want to highlight two things here. I'm going to highlight, I'm too tired from fighting a losing battle against litter. And then I want to highlight this Balan line. So even with your heart repaired, you're too scared.
Oh, no. I goofed it. No home run.
No home run?
Well, I got 2 home runs, but the second home run was not a home run.
There we go.
The third home run was not a home run.
Man, this fucking book, dude.
Oh, God. Oh.
Chapter 19. Alright, let's do Audacity. Let's go to the old email. Where's the email? We got a donation.
Oh, my goodness.
Looks like we got somebody sending some cash to the kids. We just had Mike donate $69. Nice. To the Extra Life. Now that was Canadian bucks. So let's go over to the old computer screen thingy here so we can just update whatever the website says.
Excellent.
Ben, I'm going to need you to change that number to 100. No, nope, sorry. Didn't go down. $815 raised.
$815, you say?
Woo! Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Well done.
815.
Those are the numbers in the order they need to be.
Perfect. Let's get back to the Balan. This ice level sucks.
It does, but you know what? We're not bailing on this game because it's not done yet. Well, I'll tell you this, Ben. I'm ripping through these levels in the book right now. Like, we've just scored 2 slam dunks on the bosses in, like, record time.
That's great for you.
Yeah, feel good for me. I'm happy. You know what would make me even happier? If we were, like, the highest viewed Balan stream right now.
I think we were tied for first when I looked at the message from Wittig.
How would one go about finding such a thing?
If you go on Twitch and you search the category Balan Wonderworld, it'll show you like the top streams.
We're at 9, and the other one is at 5. We're the top stream, baby.
Top stream. Woo! Amazing. There's a statistic that I never thought... Oh my god, he turned me to ice. That I never thought I would have in my life. I am the top streamer in a Twitch category. Thank you, all of my friends who made this happen.
Thought it would be just the wrong game.
I mean, I don't know. This is like you trying to speedrun that McDonald's disaster. Like, I've done it. I've achieved the glory. I don't care what game it was in.
Mike, don't worry. We gave you props. Thank you so much again for donating. Hey, your Wi-Fi cut out, but you know what? The charity, it never cuts out. The signal is strong. Thank you so much for making your donation. It was pretty nice.
Haha, got him. Memes and
got
stuff.
Got him. Speaking of memes, let's keep reading this book. I thought this chapter was called The One Who Used to Be Ugly.
What?
But, no, it's The One Who Used to Be Bugsy.
Oh.
It's just most of the letters for the word. Anyway,
My computer hates this fucking level.
I can't imagine why, Ben. It's got all these weird physics things it's got to
Yeah.
render. It's got a lot of like reflective objects. It seems like it should be easy to just, bang out, right? You don't even have to render that much ground.
Frost
These are
fairy. She looks like
This
a
looks like the
reindeer,
cat.
sort of. Hold A to walk on air. Oh my god. Seems OP as hell.
That does look good.
I can run on the air and go up at the same time. Amazing.
Folks, we're keeping the stream up, but you know what you can do? We're raising money for charity. You want to hear more book? You want to see more game? Tell your friends. Bring them on out here. And don't worry, when we get to 9 p.m., the show's not over. We're gonna have a late night stream. We got other huge crew member Evan coming on to stream all of Sonic Adventure, even the fishing parts. And Ben, I hear those parts aren't good.
That's what my sources tell me. I don't know much about that game, so I can't go into specifics. But I've heard it's not good.
I've heard it's not good. I'm just checking the old Twitster here. Not Twitster. Instagrams. There we go. That's looking good. All right. I have a rotting banana peel next to me. Reminds me I should go eat an orange or have more beer.
You should update that message to Garrison and say we're currently the #1 streamer of Balan Wonderworld. It's free press. Come hang out.
You know what I'm gonna do? I will take a picture of us being the top streamers and like Instagram that. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh my god, my eyes. Ugh. It's almost as framey for me now as the stream is. It's like murder.
There we go. All right, before I start reading again, I'm gonna make one more post.
How do I get up there? Oh, with the Frostwalker thing. That's how I get up there. Hi. Oh, not quite.
Yeah.
There must be a way. Oh, come on.
Let's share this. Look at this. So, I'm on stream. I'm doing the social media as well for it. It's fucking crazy here,
Can
folks.
I get up on this? Oh, almost.
It's an incredible time. We're having an incredible time here, aren't we, Ben?
Oh, yes. This has been a real
This is
thrill.
a real good use of everyone's time.
Oh, okay. I've made
One
it.
would say absolutely
I've done the
sublime.
hacks. The rest of the game should be bearable. Why should the rest of the game be bearable? Oh, you mean the rest of Sonic? Gotcha. Outside of the fishing parts. I thought you knew some dank Balan secrets that suddenly it was going to get good for the rest of the afternoon. But alas, no such hope.
That certainly would be dope. Is this going to be a problem for me going forward? Will I only hear and rhyme?
All right.
Not going to lie, it certainly would be a time.
Done, I'm going to take a quick bathroom and beer break.
Yeah, and then I get to have one too, because I'm doing the social medias here. So
I'm going to hatch my Tim, and I'm going to throw some food down for them and let them build the book reset tower. Feast, my little blob boys. Feast! Alright, and we are headed back to level 8, so I'll set up a nice little frosty vista here. Look at that. What a shot. Alright, I will be right back.
all right. Donate at bit.ly slash. Oh, I hope I didn't type butt in the first one. Bit.ly slash Balan Gambit. There we go. Hey, folks. Ben's out on a break right now. I'm still I'm still here reading the book in a second. Okay, now I can focus. I've done the social media advertising. That's me. Please only speak in rhymes for the rest of the 6 hours. Eben, much to my surprise, I think that would cause my demise. It's not one of my goals to fulfill. I would need to go finish my will. Oh, my Kindle shut off. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. I hope that's not permanent. Hey, folks. Welcome. Hi. Hello. Anyone here that's joining us new? Welcome to the Balan Gambit. This is a dumb thing that Ben's done that I decided to help him through. I was worried about him, so I'm here with him. He's playing all of Balan Wonderworld, so he never has to play it again. And I'm reading the novelization because folks on the internet tell us this is where the good stuff is. Where all the story that's not in the game is. So together, we're going to see the game. We're going to get the story. And apparently it's going to be good now.
I think those folks lied to us.
I feel like we've been bamboozled, I think is the right term. But one cannot be certain until, you do it for yourself. You find out through firsthand experience. You mustn't listen to others. They might be a bunch of liars. That didn't quite
Was I supposed to rhyme?
No, I wasn't supposed to, but then I started at the end of the first sentence. I was like, oh no, I've committed to a path that I cannot. Anyway, hey, it's 12 o'clock somewhere and it's 3:20 here, so you know what that means. I'm gonna go get a beer and blaze it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do. 3:20 blaze it.
I also grabbed a beer while I was away. It's IPA number 3. This one featuring Comet, Columbus, and Trident hops.
Nice. That sounds exciting. I'm going to go see what's in my fridge. I don't know what I've got, but I'm also going to reload on that charcuterie board because my tummy's getting hungry. I don't know about the Wonder World, but you got to eat in the real world. And
yeah, I also grabbed a bowl of Sour Patch Kids because if I'm going to destroy my mind, I'm going to destroy my body.
We're going to have to send you to a dietitian.
Okay, here we go.
All right, I'll be back. Ow, ow, ow. Bye-bye, dead banana.
Look at that sneaky behind the start line statue. What a sneak. Oh, it's too fast. It's too fast. Who's that? I don't have any particularly weaponized suits here. Ah. Seated. That's not gonna save. Oh, hardy hammer! Here we go. I bet I can break stuff with this guy. And break blocks of iron and ice. Bam! Ooh, secret tunnel. Can't jump as this guy though. Getting these statues. 80 is a lot. I really do not want to have to go back. Can I just run over this wall? Oh my god, this game is so bad. Alright.
Man, are you feeling loopy, Ben? I'm feeling a little loopy.
I'm okay. See how I feel after IPA 3 kicks in.
Yeah, I got a boxing rock upstairs. I brought down a Dylan Classic, Miller Lite.
The old Miller Lite.
The old Bednar. Putting it a Bednar. That's what it does.
I think he said he was going camping this weekend, so my bet would be he also has some Miller Lite on the go today. Oh, a new suit. What do I do?
All right.
It looks like a Yeti. I don't want this seal, man. Let's try the Yeti.
I'm gonna just eat one more cheese and cracker, then I'm gonna get back to reading.
Frost Giant. Oh,
does that look like a door you can go into? No. Bye, guy. All right. Well, let's go hit refresh on this. Let's hit refresh on this. We'll just double check that there's all right, perfect. All right, hit record. The one that used to be Bugsy. Oh god, freaking desk. After what happened After what happened with Scarecrow and the Invisible Custodian, Leo was braced for Bugsy's state to be totally different when he and Balan arrived. Even then, he was still caught off guard by just how much it had changed. The once sun-dappled woods were now shrouded in midnight darkness. The only light came from some glowing mushrooms. And even that was barely enough to see their surroundings. Nalab battle, why is it yellow now?
Sometimes it is.
Oh, alright, great, good answer. The aroma shrooms were still there. They made Leo remember how cute Clock Tower Kid had been when she'd shown him why she called them that. Without thinking, he leaned over to brush his fingers against one. It belched a cloud of toxic-looking purple spores that made Leo sputter and gag. Balan chortled. Oh dear, it slipped my mind to warn you, touching those aroma shrooms you really ought to not do. You think? Experience is really the best teacher, you see. You've a lot of lessons to learn, but not from me, said Balan and disappeared. Normally, you'd learn these lessons before you get tested on them, Leo shouted after the man's vanishing form. Grumbling, Leo turned away to get his bearings. Now that he was getting a better look, he could see spider webs everywhere. But these were not the lovely webs from before that had melted like snow under his touch. These strands were as thick and as tough as wire, meant to ensnare any invading enemy. Leo wondered how he was going to get through them when Bugsy's illusion appeared. All around her flitted one insect that had never... All around her flitted one insect that had never been seen on her stage before. Butterflies. I wonder what happened to her in the real world that makes butterflies so significant. The ones fluttering around the illusions were white, glowy little things that made it impossible to tell what kind they were. What's the deal? Bugsy's illusion had a terribly lonely expression on her face that Leo took to mean in her heart of hearts she wanted to be rescued. Then help me help you. Leo drew on Bugsy's imagination and donned a new costume. Web Wrangler, it was called. And every aspect looked inspired by the 8-legged silk weavers. He took hold of one of the webs and tested his weight on it. The fat, thick strands held him up, no problem. The wall that Bugsy had created to protect her stage from the invaders was now Leo's way inside. They traveled quickly through the woods, locating the first heart tree. The Tims slammed into it, using their power to dispel the negative force field encircling the arbor. Thanks again, Leo said to the Tims, taking hold of the fragment of Bugsy's heart. As soon as he touched it, he knew this was the part of her that loved taking care of little creatures. That would be a hobby of hers. And it probably wasn't just any little creatures, but butterflies in particular. But Bugsy had thrown this part of herself away and was cocooned in negativity.
Gotta get cocooned.
Yeah, I know, right?
Butterflies.
Get it? Hey? Huh? We're gonna have to metamorphosis her into a chrysalis of positivity soon, Ben, and then she can spread her wings of hope and be transformed again.
Well. All right, let's see why this guy's so sad.
Yeah. I gotta get this back to her ASAP. Street Beat Leo made his way through the stage, fighting Nagati every step of the way. Illusion Bugsy helped him find the second heart tree, where he rescued the second fragment of her heart, the strong part of her that did not care a single bit about what other people thought of her. Which means she started caring about what someone thought. But who? He had no idea how this was all related to the part of her that loved caring for little creatures, but he figured he would find out when he found her. He could try asking the illusion her, but something told him that wouldn't have any answers for him. It wasn't much longer until he found where the real Bugsy had shut herself away. Is this the ice person?
Yeah, it looked like her sister's husband died, so then she gave up on life.
Her sister's husband?
That's what it looked like.
Oh, are you playing Fall Guys now?
No.
You got your little snowman. You got your little bean.
Yeah, I'm a skating seal. Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure
All
that's
right.
Fall Guys. Oh, Christ, I need water before I continue.
Oh, come on. I was in the safe zone there. Okay, I have a...
I wonder what she transformed into. Both Scarecrow and Invisible Custodian had become warped by the darkness in their hearts. Leo thought of Clock Tower Kid's monstrous metamorphosis and felt a stab of sadness in his chest. Something made him look up at the sky, just as a huge, grotesque monster came swooping down. It looked like a butterfly, spider, and praying mantis, all had been rolled into one. A fearsome creature that was nothing like the timid girl Leo remembered. I can't believe that's really her. Her name had changed too, just like the others. This monster was not Bugsy, but Wormsworth. Leo barely picked up his jaw off the ground in time to avoid her merciless attacks. Her raptorial forelegs stabbed down at him, but his dance training meant he could spin away from her faster than she could strike. He spun and lunged out of her reach. Eventually, the monster seemed to realize these attacks were not getting her anywhere, so she backed away and sat stock still. Thinking Wormsworth could no longer reach him from there, Leo relaxed a bit. He knew who she was at her core under all that monster, a sweet, gentle girl who would never hurt a fly. But it was a mistake to let his guard down. He yelped in shock as her sickle-like forearms detached themselves from her body and flew right at him, like sharp, spiky boomerangs. They tore great gashes through his costume. Should have known better. Names in Wonderworld, he realized, denoted a person or thing's true nature. The thing he was fighting wasn't the shy, gentle girl he knew. I can't feel even a flicker of her in there. Leo inched closer and closer to her as they fought, closing the distance with every move. At last, he saw his chance and shot the fragments of Bugsy's heart into Lance's mark. Wormsworth's shriek pierced the air. Leo clapped his hands over his ears and squeezed his eyes shut. When he opened them again, he saw Bugsy return to her human form. She stood with her back to him. He made his way over to try and talk to her, but she turned her face away. Wait, wasn't she standing away from him? She stood... Okay, well, I guess he must have walked around. Oh, don't worry. The invisible custodian will be coming back, probably. He's gonna come back. He made his way over to try and talk to her, but she turned her face away. What was her voice? I can't remember. It was like Meek Little Girl or something.
What?
Bugsy, she's talking. What's her voice? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've seen her in game. She's a little nerdy girl with glasses that loves bugs.
Okay, well, we're just going to retcon her voice to whatever I produce now.
Perfect.
Don't look at me. I can't believe I turned into something so awful. That wasn't really you, Bugsy. Don't be ashamed. His encouragement did not seem to reach her. She hung her head. I'm really sorry. Seriously, you don't have to apologize for being manipulated by your negativity. But I was wondering, why'd you go into the Balan Theater in the first place? She was quiet for a few moments, and then continued in a halting voice. We were studying butterflies at school, so I brought in some caterpillars that I found around my neighborhood. All of my classmates thought they were gross, but they helped me look after them. At first, anyway. A couple of them stopped helping, until eventually it was just me. It's not like caterpillars are my favorite thing in the whole world, but without me taking care of them, they die. That's rough. So I had no choice but to look after them. There were a bunch of different kinds, but the ones that gave me the most trouble was the lantern frility. Lantern frility. That species lives high up in the mountains and can only eat mugwort, which didn't grow anywhere near where I lived. I had to wake up before dawn and head out of town to find it. And because I worked so hard to take care of them, my classmates started calling me horrible things like caterpillar nerd behind my back. I hated it. I didn't care what happened to the caterpillars anymore. That's when I came across the Balan Theater. Oh my god. This friggin' kid just... Getting called caterpillar nerd killed her spirit. That was all it took to just like...
That was the first time someone called her caterpillar nerd? She's been raising bugs her
Wait,
entire life.
Whoa. What's going on screen here? Hang on a second. That's a child, isn't it?
I mean... I don't know.
I'm going back to my book. Maybe there's an explanation in here.
She just went and got married, so...
Anyway, so apparently all this person's self-esteem and self-worth and confidence was just hanging on by a thread.
And yes, Steph, it does appear to be a musical of sorts. Because there's no real dialogue that I can understand. And just expresses... Every time you beat a boss, they do an interpretive dance, and I guess you're supposed to... learn a lesson from that.
The story's all in there, Ben. You're just not seeing it.
That's what we're saying. Apparently it's not in there. That's why you're here reading the book. Because the story's not in there.
You're right. Let's keep going. That explained why she had gotten rid of the parts of her that loved little creatures and no longer cared what anyone else thought. You're incredible, said Leo. Bugsy shook her head. No, I'm not. I don't want to take care of those dumb caterpillars anymore. I don't want to see my classmates ever again. He remembered how there hadn't been any other people on her stage when they met. Maybe she couldn't stand the sight of anyone except her friends she had made in the Wonderworld. The wriggling thing that was coming to eat you, said Leo. Pieces clicking together in his mind. That must have been the lantern caterpillar you had been taking care of. You must have been so worried about getting it food that you started seeing it in your vision. He placed a hand on her shoulder. Help me take down Lance. Then we can leave Wonderworld, and you can get back to raising your butterflies. Bugsy only shook her head. Then Balan was there, beside Leo, sighing. She cannot help us on our mission, not in this condition. End of chapter. Bam, we're batting an average of 0 for 3 on saving people in the book. So...
Wait, what? You're not saving them?
Well, like I have very little influence I can exert over the written word on the page, but yeah, every time we seem to beat the boss and go like, "Hey, help us fight Lance," they're all like, "Sorry, have a lot I'm dealing with still," and
right, but
and then we balance it. Well, we're free. We appear to be liberating them from their unhappiness, but they still haven't like ejected the darkness from their eyes. Which seems to be the way we get them on our side.
Oh good, I don't have a suit that can jump.
If we were to return their sight, freeing them from the darkness, they might be on our side of this plight.
What
Ben,
Let me into the thing.
We're getting close, Ben.
There we go.
The one that used to be Checkered King. Balan and Street Beat Leo arrived on Checkered King's stage in what looked like a marketplace, though the merchants and artisans and frolicking children from before were nowhere in sight. The road out of the market led up and was warped in strange, looping curves. Weird. Leo followed the road with his eyes and saw that it led to the castle. Checkered King's stage had been twisted in some sort of sphere, with Leo and Balan standing on the inside of the curve. Leo looked down at his feet. Instead of the gray stones he remembered from before, on his last visit, the roads were covered in alternating squares of white marble and black granite, like a chessboard.
The range on this is not ideal. Oh, we're in Piedmon's level.
Oh, good.
I just realized.
Good. It's like we're on a giant chessboard. Unsurprising considering your foe's name, muttered Balan. Good luck, little one, playing his game. And with that, Balan disappeared. Leo made his way into the castle. I like how we're spending the time fighting
this? The Iron Panda!
Your character looks as for a moment there, their eyes narrowed.
Look at him go!
They narrowed in a way that was like, I'm done with this shit. Also, Iron Panda doesn't have a lot of animation, which is probably why it got to stay in the game. You don't have to like animate arms. Oh no, there are arms. Okay. Whoa, wait.
Arms.
Why is the mirror doing that?
Oh, have you not been paying attention? You're not thinking with portals.
But this is the third-person game.
What are you talking about?
Well, like when you jump.
Oh God! I broke it all. I'm so fast.
The portals, like they're adjusting to your like character perspective, not the camera perspective. So like go back to one for a second. Oh, is it not gonna work? Oh wait, okay. So yeah, the character perspective is changing it.
Yeah.
Not the camera. The camera should.
I mean, you would think, but it's showing us what the character is seeing, looking at.
That's not how a third-person game works. This is eminently disorienting. It is like whatever. It's a dream world. I get it.
It's like a mix mash of both, because from straight on, but like from here, it like bends.
Move your character, turn him around. Oh no! So like it's just like the fucking they took the coordinates of what the head sees. I don't know. That's weird. Why would they do that? This seems eminently less taxing on the game to do it that way, rather than like render a real world. Maybe that's what it is. The compromise was like, hey, we can't actually, like, we don't have the RAM bandwidth to render the game world in the mirror, so we'll do not a JPEG, but something pretty close. Where was I? Just like before, there was a tournament being held in the garden, but the jousters had transformed into knight chess pieces, and the soldiers had all turned into pawns. Leo wondered what sort of chess-related incident happened to the Checkered King in the real world to leave such a deep scar on his heart.
We're on World 9. Thank you very much, Will. World 9, not World 8. I'm making progress.
We're getting there.
I'm an Iron Panda. You can't argue with the panda power. 9 of God knows. I think it's 12, but I don't actually know.
And what's that golden chalice he saw in his vision have to do with anything? He knew he wasn't any use to speculate. If we're playing chess, then I guess that makes me the opposing king, Leo shouted at the castle. Then he closed his eyes. When he opened them, he had donned a costume that looked like the White King chess piece. Quad cannon. He knew how to use it at once. All he had to do was focus his willpower to summon the cannonballs around him. One in each...
I already forgot what this does.
One in each, front and behind. One in each to his left and right. Then, aim and fire. He tested it out on some Nagati that attacked him with great success. This feels less like the way the king fights and more like a rook. Yeah, that is correct. He wondered about that as he hopped across the black and white tiles on the road. Suddenly,
it lets me go on these rails. Okay.
Suddenly, a white knight piece appeared out of nowhere, lunging right at him. Pretty sure it's against the rules for pieces to attack their own king, shouted Leo to the sky, even knowing that was pointless.
What's happening?
This was Checkered King's stage, after all. Only rules here were the ones he made. Inside the castle, Leo found the heart trees and got the heart fragments out of them, with the help of the Tims. The first one he obtained was part of the Checkered King, that cherished life, and then the part that was forgiving of himself. So what does he... So what? He doesn't think life is worth it now?
Happy Blaster! Oh my god, is this Waft?
What can't he forgive himself for?
I'm Wario.
Are you?
I think so. Hold A to puff up the body and make it explode. Yes, I have Waft.
Nice. Leo had no idea what these heart fragments meant to the Checkered King. But now that he had found them, the only thing he could do was press onward, heading deeper into the castle where he knew he would find the king waiting. Leo stopped and looked around. He had come to a giant chessboard the size of a soccer field. Whatever hurt Checkered King definitely has something to do with chess. A thunderous roar rose around him as a giant monster appeared, one that was shaped like a chess king. It was Checkered King, or had been anyway. He was now so huge he could barely fit onto the chessboard. So, you're going by Fort Stopper 4 now, huh? Fort Stopper 4 ordered the chess pieces to attack. All of them, white and black both, charged right at Leo. That definitely is against the rules, he shouted. But Checkered King did not care about breaking the rules. His attacks were so relentless, and his attacks were relentless, and his sharp wit meant he could read Leo's every move. Chess might be your thing, said Leo, spotting a break in the enemy's ranks, but dance is mine. He spun, flinging the heart fragments at the monster. With a great groan, the monster shrank and transformed back into the Checkered King Leo knew. The king sat with his arms around his legs on the chessboard. Leo walked over and crouched in front of him. Why chess? Checkered King looked deflated and answered, I was the world... Wait, what was he? He was like the powerful voice. I was the world champion. Seriously? That's incredible! The king pursed his lips. I was something of a prodigy when I was younger. For over a decade, I was the reigning champion. They said I was untouchable. I was the best at chess. And then I found a wonderful wife to marry. Everything was perfect. So perfect, I didn't even realize it at the time.
No!
Then one day, this kid, about 20, turned up, and suddenly my hold on the title of champion wasn't as secure as it had been. He was pulling it right out from under me. Maybe my confidence was shaken. Maybe I just wasn't as sharp as I had been. Either way, I couldn't seem to win. My rank kept getting lower and lower until I was playing against teenagers who were better than me. I remember one match against a 14-year-old boy. He moved his queen into a position that confused me a great deal.
Oh, this is no good, 'cause now I can't jump. Fuck.
For if she were lost, his king would be left vulnerable. No matter how you looked at it, the board, it seemed like he was handing me victory on a silver platter. But my intuition was telling me I was going to lose. I looked at the boy's face and saw he was smiling, ever so faintly. I made my moves all pretty standard. On the third move, I finally realized what he was playing at. But there was nothing I could do to stop it. I lost, and I sank into a deep despair. Checkered King's face scrunched up as if it was in pain. But I wallowed so much of my own self-pity that I never even noticed the sickness quietly ravaging my wife's body until it was too late. What?
What? What? No! Now I can't jump again! You distracted me with your sadness.
Knock up the death counter one more time because the Checkered King's wife is dead.
Yeah. He's real good at chess, but that didn't stop the cancer.
I wallowed so much in my own self-pity that I never even noticed the sickness quietly ravaging my wife's body until it was too late. I lost the love of my life because I couldn't see anything beyond my own selfish desire to be the chess champion again. I threw everything away. All my chess sets, all my medals and trophies, all of it. Leo started at the mention of awards. The gold chalice in your vision. Was that one of the trophies you'd won? I suppose it must have been. Perhaps throwing them away didn't completely rid me of all sentiment. After all, after I got rid of them, I had nothing. I would wander the streets for hours at a time. I would wander the streets playing pickup chess games with homeless people and drug addicts.
Did it say drug addicts?
Trying to get my fix somehow.
It did not say drug addicts.
I even played against children who didn't know the rules. After I got rid of them, I had nothing. I would wander the streets for hours at a time. That's when the Balan Theater appeared before me. Leo reached out a hand to Checkered King, but then the Queen appeared, standing between them. She was not shaped like a chess piece, but like the beautiful woman she had been when Leo first came to the stage. Checkered King was shaking his head. I know you seek to defeat Lance, but I cannot help you. He looked at his queen. My heart may have created her, but she is my wife. I have no intention of relinquishing my stage. That's not your real wife, said Balan. Leo jumped at the sudden appearance. But she's a lie you've constructed to ease your strife. Balan spoke the harsh truth Leo couldn't bring himself to vocalize. But the Checkered King only hugged his queen tight, pressing his face against her chest. Wow, okay. She's the only thing that I have. Leave me be! Leo may have returned the fragments of his heart, but it seemed like Checkered King had a long way to go before he was truly healed. Knowing nothing he said now would get through to him, Leo turned his focus to helping others. End of chapter.
I'm not sure why I'm supposed to use the slow-mo thing here. I can just walk on this.
I can see why people who have never read books or had stories told to them might think that this is like a masterful piece of work, because it's like, wow!
Oh my god, his wife had
Set up
cancer.
and payoffs in a rudimentary way. Oh, amazing. Did you know the levels are like they're subconscious? The kitty
Tempted
died,
to see
so
if I
there's
can-
cats in her level.
Yeah. God damn. The storytelling. The prowess. Oh, okay, that's why I need the slow-mo for there.
All right, looks like we got another
Don't want
donation. Jared
another-
Bradley, thank you so much for donating to the children. Ben, when you got a second, you're going to have to update that number to 825.
Hell yes. All right, I'm on a safe spot here. Do that right now.
Before I keep
Donation
reading, I gotta
counter.
go do potty because
Can
drinking
you tell
water.
he has a
and-
toddler, folks.
yes, in this
He
house
needs
it's
to
called
go
a potty.
do potty.
I'll bring my potty book too, just to make sure I remember the steps. Oh, let's do a health check, Ben. How you doing?
I'm alive. That's
That's
about
good.
all I can report.
For some reason, it feels a lot easier to do live streams like this, like 12-hour, 24-hour affairs from home. Because like
What the
My
fuck,
house
camera?
is-
What are you doing? Why are
What?
you doing this?
What?
It's like insisting that it be sideways.
maybe the out of bounds zone is too close.
Oh.
That's tough, Ben. All right.
Yep.
Hey, thanks to everyone for donating. Hey, and if you know what, you don't got anything to give, that's all right. Just go out and tell people about this thing that we're doing, this wild thing. Ben made some stupid bets a little while ago, had to play this game for 12 hours. I volunteered to read the novelization because we heard it's good and explains the story. So far, that's up in the air
A
still.
lie.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say lie yet. It hasn't finished its sentence. But yeah, we're going till 9 p.m. our time, which means we got another 5 hours. How do we have 5 hours still? Didn't we have 5 hours like an hour ago?
I don't know. Oh, I need a key.
Oh well.
I have a key.
All right.
Give me
Party
that
break.
train conductor. All right, here we go. Weird train man. Oh, jeez. Okay, the rail didn't spawn right away, but we saved it. That's a jump to death. No! God damn it. Hey, y'all stop making fun of me. This shit is difficult. It is not well designed. Well, I guess I'm fucked. There's no key. And there's no train costume. Oh, there's the key. There we go. Oh, fuck. Alright.
Gotta say, charcuterie boards are the best for friggin'
Oh, we're going into hyperspace.
eating at your desk while you're reading a bad audiobook, ebook. All right. Hey, are you playing Sonic Adventure, Ben? This looks like the rail grinding in Sonic Adventure 2.
I still don't know how to
Benjamin?
use those music notes. No, I'm not playing Sonic Adventure. That will be Evan later tonight after this fucking tragedy happens. I
That's
have
right.
exactly the amount of exactly the right amount of red ones. Evan, 69, a very nice number.
Ben, yeah, sorry, Ben. We gotta update the number again.
We do.
Guess what? Not only 69 there, but $869 on the old
Ho-ho!
scoreboard. What?
Fantastic
Nice! Exactly,
donation
Jared.
counter.
Exactly, Jared.
869. A very nice number.
Very nice.
We're getting so close. We're a
We are
mere
getting-
131 US
Usta.
dollars.
Ustas.
I've been listening to your horrible horrible book for too long. It's breaking my knowledge of the English language.
Ben, why fear that which could damage your brain? Merely just let the knowledge reign.
Oh God, he's rhyming.
The worms are taking hold of my brain. I can't stop reading this book. Oh, did we say who donated just now? Sorry, I may have... Hey, Will, thank you so much. Super appreciate it. Thanks for donating to the kids. Nice.
Oh God,
Thanks,
there's... Oh God.
Ben, this looks tough. Glad you're doing it.
I made it. Brute force, me.
Intended design. Actually, I have to... Did I save this one? Did I save chapter 21? Hope I did. It closed without me saving it, so I hope... I might have to re-record one. Anyway, there's a fun brute force game design thing. I'm sure everyone's seen it out there on the internet. It's like a TikTok or a Twitter video or something of not an actual game designer, but somebody presenting themselves as one, watching somebody test a toy that is the metaphor for their game. And it's just a little like kids thing, like a little barrel with shape holes on the top, and you take the wooden block and put it through the shape hole, and it's fun. You learn shape association, geometry, and stuff.
Yeah.
So the game developers watching somebody test this, and they're like, "Hi guys, I'm just gonna show off this thing. So we're gonna take the square block and put it in the..." And then this person, the game developer's commenting at the same time. She's like, "Yeah, through the square hole." And then he puts it through the square hole, and he's like, "Now we're gonna take the rectangle one, and we're gonna put it through the square hole. Put it through the rectangle hole. Put it through the rectangle. We're gonna put it through the square hole." And then she's a little aghast at that, and then he continues to do that for every shape because they somehow all fit through the same hole, and she just
loses her mind. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
It's so fucking funny. Anyway.
It went around our the QA channel in our work Slack. It's very good.
Oh yeah. Ben, I saw the cutscene before I get reading again. Saw there was some sort of like tower shot or something. Did the tower finish?
It's not finished, but we finished the section we were currently working on. We are now working on constructing a third Tim trampoline.
The Chow Garden vibes are strong with this one.
The Chow Garden?
Yeah, it's a feature out of Sonic Adventure, which you'll be seeing later tonight, folks, if you stick around. But more specifically, Chow Gardens were very big in Sonic Adventure 2, where I believe you could dump your chows to your VMU and move them around. Yeah, Evan, it is quite literally the Chow Garden. Except there's no actual substantial mechanics happening here. It's not actually a Neopet. It's just these horny things.
These boys want to fuck. Hold on. Let me find brides for you. Oh, this one brought a bride. There we go.
So it just commits mitosis.
You know what? She's polyamorous. She's gonna fuck this guy too. There you go.
There you go. That one has a badge. Did you see its badge?
I did not see its badge. Yeah, that's what I said, Evan. This is a child-friendly stream to raise money for children.
Yep. Listen, Twisted Isles. Listen. You should. There was a cutscene earlier of what I assumed was a child character getting married. I got a lot of questions for Balan. I think the book has answers. Speaking of which, I think it's about time I press record and record chapter 22 of this audiobook. The one that used to be Madam of the Mansion. Oh, Christ.
Oh, yes! He does the madam voice again.
The one where Matthew throws out his voice. I need water first before I fucking read a single word on this page.
I need a key. Why do they even have these keys? What is the purpose of this design? There's always a key directly beside... Oh man, showing that ass. Pounding robot.
Children's game.
I can't. That's the pose it did.
Balan brushed his fingers against the brim of his top hat.
I
In the
thought you were
time
gonna
it
say
took
that
for
ass.
Street Beat Leo to blink, Balan had transported them to a strange room. I said I wanted to go to Madame of the Mansion stage next, Balan. Indeed you did, Balan spread his hands. I have done as you bid. Leo took another look around their surroundings. If he squinted, he could just make out the resemblance to the grand mansion of Madame of the Mansion. Whoa, hold on.
Oh, I'm
If
in
he
a mansion.
squinted-
I think we're synced up again.
Oh, we're synced up?
Oh
Yes!
no, never mind. Sorry, this is the second half of Clown Voice level, but it is a
damn.
mansion.
All right.
So I got excited.
Yeah, sorry. Leo took another look at their surroundings. If he squinted, he could just make out the resemblance to the grand mansion Madame of the Mansion had ushered them into, and others the last time that they had been there. But the lavish console tables with their vases and ornaments were gone, as were the extravagant tapestries and the plush furniture. The only things Leo could see were the giant tubes of pigment and all sorts of brushes lying around the place, like oversized objets d'art, and a painting on the wall that looked like it was only half finished. This can't be the same mansion. The hallways were a jumble of 90 and 80-degree rectangles, skewed this way and that, while dozens of staircases crissed and crossed, leading somewhere. Some leading nowhere, others jutting right into the ceiling. There's no way out of here. Perhaps not, or maybe so. You might yet discover something useful, you know. At that, Balan vanished. Leo looked around. Something useful, huh? His roving eyes stopped on a huge mirror. There hadn't been a single mirror in the mansion last time he had been here. That was when he remembered Clock Tower Kid pulling out a little mirror from her pocket.
Oh god.
Frantically checking her turquoise hair before they went inside. See, that's the first mention of her hair being turquoise, and I think that should have been, like, maybe in her introduction, just to get a picture of her. Because when I saw her green hair there, I was like, oh, shit.
Matthew.
Oh, sorry. I guess I am shallow. Sorry.
Oh, fuck. I'm fucked. I can't jump.
That's
Oh,
funny.
wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes!
You the
I
man, Ben. I'm glad you're
exploded
playing,
myself
not
over
me.
the ledge. Fucking 500 IQ plays. Alright, what do I got here?
She knew there weren't any mirrors in the mansion and that she couldn't take hers out around the mansion, but why mirrors? Leo jerked as he noticed something strange. The reflection! He stood in front of the mirror, looking at the backwards reflection of the room. Slowly, he reached his hand out to touch it. His fingers contacted the glass surface and then sank into them. There's a room on the other side. Leo steeled himself and stepped all the way through. The room he stepped into was the flipped and inverted version of the one he had just come from. In the mirror, the staircase that had hung down from the ceiling now ascended from the ground, and the warped hallways now formed a path forward. I don't know how that's exactly flipped and inverted, but
Did you?
I get this. I get it.
There's a Missy
Madame-
Elliott joke there, but I don't know the lyrics well enough to make flip it and reverse it. Oh god, the hallway's flipping and reversing.
Just like what I'm reading. Are you sure this is not? You sure this is the?
This is definitely Clown Boy level 2.
Are you sure? Because his thing should be like.
I'm pretty
a carnival.
sure.
Oh yeah, no, that's Clown Boy. Pretty sure it's Clown Boy.
Yeah.
There he is. Ah, all right. Madam of the Mansion's illusion appeared, guiding him through the stage. But even with her leading the way, the floors and ceilings and hallways and staircases twisted and turned in such a surreal fashion, Leo felt certain he was going to get lost. After some time making his way through the mansion, Leo finally found a heart tree tucked inside a room that seemed made for hiding things. The Tims helped him get the heart fragment the same way they always did. This first piece of Madame of the Mansion's confidence in her appearance. This first piece was Madame of the Mansion's confidence in her appearance. Is that why there weren't any mirrors before? Because she couldn't stand to look at herself anymore? After a while, he found the second fragment of Madame of the Mansion's heart. The part that accepted herself just the way she was. Leo tilted his head, confused, as he possessed an IQ of 10. Up until now, the heart fragments of others had discarded when they had succumbed to their negativity and turned into monsters. Oh, God. Sorry.
My apologies. Whacked that microphone.
That's all right. Up until now, the heart fragments that others had discarded when they succumbed to their negativity and turned them into monsters had to do something with something they cherished, but ultimately hurt them. The Madame of the Mansion that had invited Leo inside her mansion had been bright and bubbly, maybe a bit too much. The way she fussed and spoke, without hardly pausing for breath. She had accepted herself just the way she was, and yet, in doing so, had hurt herself enough for the Balan Theater to appear? You really can't know what's inside a person's heart from what they show you on the surface. The illusion of Madame of the Mansion was pointing the way again. He followed her to a ravine that was so deep he couldn't make out the bottom when he peered over its edge. But he could sense Madame of the Mansion on the other side. If he wanted to get to her, he would have to find a way across. Something told him that this ravine had been born out of the darkness in her heart. Leo drew on the power of her stage for help. When he opened his eyes, he saw he was wearing a costume called X-Ray Ape. It may have looked like a comical rendition of a Tarister. Tarier? I have to look that word up.
I don't even recognize it.
Oh, it is a monkey. It's you know those weird tiny baboons that have the big bug eyes in Australia?
Sure.
Here, I think they're from Australia. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Yeah, it looks like Philippines, Malaysia. So I'm... Cancel me, I'm racist.
I mean, that's geographically pretty close.
Yeah, well, I'll just get canceled now. Yeah, click the links in the chat. It's like that weird spider monkey looking thing.
Apparently that was excellent. I thought I was like 8 years early.
Ben, guess what? Once again, we're still top of the Balan streams because there's only one. It's us.
Yes!
We pushed him off the platform. Pushed that other one. Or they wrapped up.
Oh man, we should have messaged him, see if he would raid us with his one follower.
No, it's rude. Let's keep reading this book for fun.
No, it wasn't meant to be rude. It's just like there's nobody playing this game. We need all the help we can get.
It may have looked like a comical rendition of a... Oh yeah, I meant to look up how to pronounce the word. That's not just like... Hold on. Tarsier.
Oh.
It may have looked like a comical rendition of a tarsier, but it came with some serious power. Leo could see a handful of bridges floating in what he had taken to be empty space above the ravine.
Didn't you say there was somebody named Mary? M-E-R-R-Y?
Yeah.
Because I am now a Mary ghost.
So this Mary is the love interest of the clown.
Oh.
Man, you're playing. This game's playing with fire. Is it gonna kill 2 women in 1 hour?
Almost certainly.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? So be it. He realized the costume let him see things that were otherwise invisible to the naked eye. He leapt from bridge to bridge, but then stopped. He sensed a strange presence. Some sort of...
Naylab returns.
Naylab? Uh-oh.
Naylab is here. Oh, he killed the ghost. Oh no. All I can do is jump.
Some sort of goo was dripping onto the bridge in front of him. The wooden planks it flopped onto started to smoke and melt away like slices of cheese over an open flame. Leo startled back, then glanced up. What is that? A grotesque monster floated in the air above him. Inkabel. It looked vaguely like an octopus, except it had way more than 8 tentacles, each of which gripped a giant paintbrush, dripping the bridge in melting goo.
Gifted at this game.
Leo remembered the paints and brushes he'd seen inside the transformed mansion earlier. Was Madame of the Mansion an artist in the real world? The monster didn't give him any time to ask, though. He doubted she would have answered. She swiped her paintbrushes at him, filling the air with a downpour of goo. Leo dodged back out of the way, keeping his eyes fixed on the monster. At this rate, there weren't going to be any bridges left to stand on. The monster slowly advanced on him, seeming to realize she wasn't getting anywhere trying to paint him out of existence. Right where I want you. From that height, Leo figured he could get an attack or two of his own, but it was not that easy. The bridge planks were starting to fade, no matter how hard Leo stared at them. X-Ray Ape's power wasn't going to keep them visible for much longer. He only had the ability to see through things because he had borrowed it from Madame of Madame's stage.
Oh god. Oh dear lord. Okay.
He would have turned to flee, but it was too late. The bridges disappeared. Leo couldn't tell where was safe to stand. Leo couldn't tell where it was safe to step and where it was simply air. He couldn't move. He was trapped in place under the merciless deluge of goo. But then he realized he didn't need to see the bridges themselves. They might have been visible to him now. But he could still see They might be invisible to him now, but he could still see the signs of the goo sizzling on them away. Where there was smoke, there must be planks. So much for painting me into a corner, Madame of the Mansion. Grinning, Leo leapt from bridge to bridge, trying to locate Lance's mark on Inkabel. He found it just as she swiped one of her paintbrushes at him and hurled the fragments right at it. Is this the like I'm done cutscene?
This is Clown Boy falling in love with the princess.
All right. So what happens? Does she die in a roller coaster accident? Or does he get called like clown nerd and it just drives him nuts?
I don't think nothing happened. He fell in love with her, he went on a roller coaster, and that was the end.
I hate this game. Well, I trust you to beat this boss pretty quick, Ben. Oh, it looks like her. That's weird. Inkabel gave a shriek of anguish as she started to shrink, until nothing was left of her but Madame of the Mansion. She was back to normal, but she glared at Leo accusingly. What is her voice again? It's like weird, loud, shrieky whoa thing, right?
Yes? Oh, I'm gonna die. I've fully died!
Why are you trying to destroy my stage?
It's the first time I've fully died. I don't know what happens now.
Full voice? Because.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, Ben.
I had
Death counter.
I had no suits.
Ben, that's tough, man. That sucks.
That sucks. I think you should have to go back to the start of your chapter to commiserate with me.
Nope. Nope. Sorry, my book doesn't have lives.
Damn it.
Sorry, Ben. Maybe you'll checkpoint.
Oh, I can go straight to the boss at least.
That's good.
Do I get to pick my suits? I do.
Hope you brought.
Because
this isn't where we belong. This isn't our home. It's not real. Real? What does that even mean? She was shaking all over. Painting was my life's passion, so it was only natural I become an artist. Then someone had to go and award me some big fancy prize. Leo was confused. Isn't that normally a good thing? There was nothing good about it. After that, everyone started judging the value of everything I painted. I couldn't put colors on a palette without worrying about what the finished product would receive. The only things I could paint were copies of pieces I knew were already popular. And then copies of those copies, until one day I realized I had no idea what I was really wanting to, what I really needed to paint. But everyone was waiting for my next masterpiece. I forced myself to work on it. I pushed myself hard, and in the end I took a big brush and painted over the entire canvas in black. I painted 13 canvases in nothing but black when the Balan Theater appeared. This place was supposed to be my refuge from the agony of painting. Madame of the Mansion was sobbing. Tell me, if you're so smart, what is real? Leo didn't have an answer. He was casting around for a response when Balan appeared. All those fancy things have vanished, and only mirrors remain. Mirrors that weren't here before, for they were brought to you because they brought you so much pain. What could that be but a symbol of the love you... What could that be but a symbol of the love for yourself you feel? Deep down inside you want to paint, but isn't that feeling real? Emboldened by Balan's words, Leo took Madame of the Mansion's hands in his. Help me fight Lance. Then you can go back home and paint what you want to paint. Madame of the Mansion shoved Leo away from her. I'm not going anywhere. This stage, this is my home. She wailed through tears. There was nothing else he could say. End of chapter.
Oh, well, jumping into it didn't work.
Audiobooks are my life now. All I do is read this fucking thing. The one that used to be Sea Gazer. Street Beat Leo stood in a carpet of bindweed, where Sea Gazer had sat and stared out at the ocean. This had been a beach, at least the last time he was here. He simply remembered playing with Clock Tower Kid and the others in the waves. But now the water had receded so much he could barely see it. And in front of him towered a giant stone structure. An aquatic shrine? Did she build that to protect her stage? Balan shook his head. No, little one. That's been there from the start. Just like Sky Gazer and Cetacean Island. Sea Gazer asked Lance for this part. But she never even went into the water. In that respect, she and Sky Gazer really are two of a kind. They each wanted somewhere where they couldn't reach designed. But while Lance may have created this shrine, by the shore, remember this stage is hers at its core. Balan vanished, leaving Leo alone to puzzle over those enigmatic words. He set off across the dry seabed. Up close, the aquatic shrine was beautiful. It was covered in a colorful coral and oddly shaped shellfish. But the walls around it were too tall, so Leo couldn't see a way inside. Now what? He wandered around the perimeter and discovered a couple of pillars made of water. Atop one of those, Sea Gazer's illusion stood, beckoning. You want me to swim inside them? Leo shut his eyes, and when he opened them again, he was wearing a finned costume. What am I now, some sort of fish? He flapped his tail fin back and forth. No, not a fish. The name of this costume came to him. Dynamic Dolphin. Right then, here it goes. Timidly, Leo eased himself into the water pillar. It was hard going at first, figuring out how to use his tail fin to move around, but once he got the hang of it, he sped through the water with joyful ease. Should be a piece of cake swimming up the shrine walls now. Columns of water were no protection against anyone who could swim, but Sea Gazer would have thought of that otherwise. This would have been impenetrable. But Sea Gazer would have thought otherwise. This would have been an impenetrable obstacle for her. If she'd ever wanted to try and get in, Sea Gazer only had to if she'd ever even wanted to get in. Sea Gazer had only ever stared at the ocean. That's when it hit him. It's because of dolphins that she doesn't swim. That terrifying sea creature that was trying to kill her in her visions. It must have been a dolphin. But that realization alone didn't tell him her whole story. I'll find out more when I find her fragments. Whether Sea Gazer had thought the walls and pillars would be enough to keep Leo out, or whether she just so kind, even when consumed with negativity, that she didn't want to hurt anyone, he didn't know. Either way, there were hardly any traps or dangerous obstacles that posed serious risk or harm. But there were still plenty of Nagati, and lots of new types Leo had never seen before. He kept his guard up, fending off attack after attack as he made his way through the shrine, looking for the heart trees. When he found them, the Tims rammed through the negative barriers so he could get the fragments. The first one he found was the part of Sea Gazer that loved the ocean. Weird that somebody named Sea Gazer would get rid of the love for the thing she spends all her time looking at. What must have happened to her in the real world? Leo kept going. He came to a garden where some of the ocean was left behind from recently receded tide. He came to a garden where some of the ocean left behind from a recently receded tide spilled over into the shrine walls into a pond. Behind the waterfall, he discovered a hidden passage that led to the second heart tree. This fragment was Sea Gazer's tenaciousness in the face of failure. So she must have messed up somehow, with something to do with dolphins, messed up bad enough that she couldn't swim anymore, that she couldn't even stand the ocean she used to love. Wonder what sort of monster she turned into.
Dance number.
Oh, is this the clown? Did we find out why he was sad?
Nope, the cutscene didn't tell us.
Oh.
It might become more clear in the cutscene after we dance. We'll see.
Do you think he's related? Do you think this is like Clock Tower Girl's dad or something because they have green hair? And that there's like supposed to be a connection between them?
I swear to God, we've heard this song before.
Oh God, they clipped through each other, didn't they? And just albeit briefly. I want to hear this song. I can't just stare at this in silence. I need to hear it. I regret turning the audio on.
What choreography. What genius. What brilliance.
All right, let's find out. Wait, what did he just say? He said words.
Yeah, they speak, I assume, it's either Japanese or gibberish. I'm not sure. Oh, so nothing bad happened. He was just a coward. He had a crush on her and didn't say anything.
Okay, back to the book. Oh, God. Judging from the other monsters he'd faced, Leo figured there was a good chance she'd turned into a thing that terrified her most. He kept going until he came to the heart of the shrine. There, he found Sea Gazer, who wasn't Sea Gazer anymore, but Angelica. She was the most atrocious-looking dolphin Leo had ever seen, gnashing a maw full of jumbled teeth at him in challenge. How can that thing be Sea Gazer? We can't have the same question over and over again. Stop!
Oh, but we can.
No! Stop doing the same thing! This book is 3 chapters. We don't need to do this 12 times every time.
But we do. How else would the children understand? We need to do it the same thing every time. All the time.
Oh, we're gonna get to the Ice Queen level and be like, how could she turn into this monster? I don't understand it. What is it she's afraid of most? That's what she is? But I don't understand why she would be afraid of that. Oh, my brain. Oh boy. I'm just yelling. Sorry, I'm just yelling, folks. That's not fun.
All right, I need to stop the recording. I'm going to take a bathroom break and grab another beer. That plane says dicks on it.
That plane is too funny. All right, I'm gonna pause the. Ben, should I keep reading? Do I need to wait for you?
No, you go ahead because I have.
Tell me when the recording stops and starts, because we got to make sure that's on it at least.
Yeah, I lost my cursor. Here we go. All right, I'm stopping the recording.